Yeah, I think I have to bring you back from the great possibilities of internet back into core automation. It's a little difficult when you are already in the cloud, then you have to come back to the field of a process industry. Let me try to do that. I work for Pepper and Fuchs as a uh, person responsible for Middle East and India business. But since I am 50 plus, I'm still passionate about the core automation and instrumentation. So I've been taking the responsibility of promoting the Fieldbus Foundation technology for India and Middle East in various capacities. So this is the seventh year I've been the chairman of the Fieldbus Marketing Committee. So many people will be thinking why a technology needs marketing. In the past, nobody did it, right? Only the suppliers used to do it. They used to educate the end users. But in Foundation Fieldbus, it has been happening in a different way. We have a collaborative approach. There is a committee called End Users Council. There's a marketing council. And we are developing the technology the way the end user wants to see it. That is why this presentation could be answer to Arundhati Madam's so many questions yesterday. Interoperability, diagnostics. These are all main things which will take us to the future. The reason being, our young generation wants to control the field from an iPod. They don't want to work in the field with a screwdriver or a digital multimeter anymore. So let me get into the subject. It provides you definitely robust design. I don't think anyone sitting here from the industry cannot afford something without robust. It has to work. We called for PTR for how many years? At least 1 year. And life cycle support for 15, 20 years. It has to be robust. Redundancy is a buzzword. Without redundancy, nobody uses anything. Control in the field. This is where there is a difference in opinion. How can you leave the control to the field? How can you leave the key of the treasury to your son? He is not matured enough. That's the mentality of people who belong to the old generation. Nowadays, the generation period in India has come down to 15 from 30 years because the technology is advancing in a very faster scale. Control in the field, the devices are able to control. It has got all technologies required. And that has to be delegated to the field. And that is what is happening with Foundation Fieldbus technology. Safety is supposed to be of paradigm importance. Without safety, I think people live out of safety feeling, providing insecurity and giving them solutions for safety. So already Foundation Fieldbus has come out with safety instrumented functions. It's called SIF. CIF is control in field. I will get to that later on. Third thing is most important, I think most of the plant people, if they want to do a plant expansion, they need a system which is scalable. It has to be definitely on standards based, and as Madam asked, it has to be interoperable. You are not stuck with one supplier. You are stuck with, in offices or in companies, you say people are not the criteria. The system has to be in place for things to happen. If system is in place, people are not that critical. Similarly, it is the technology that matters, not the supplier. That is the case when probably one supplier may not be there. He can be bought over by another company. But you should have the option to use another device which works on the same protocol, which works on the same way, and that is what is achieved out of Foundation Fieldbus. I think that is one of the most important reason for Foundation Fieldbus to get into the minds of people so fast. And in general, as ARC has been always the partner of Foundation Fieldbus, ARC is not just a forum people. They also do a lot of statistics. They also do a lot of white papers. In fact, ARC is rated in US as one of the most reliable company which can be used for making technology white papers. So Foundation Fieldbus, if you go to the website, almost all the white papers are done by ARC. Almost all the statistics from the industry has been given by ARC. You can see the ARC name in my presentations quite a bit. So it is not just a digital from analog system, it is an automation infrastructure. And I'm trying to get into that. Again, Madam's statement matters a lot here. It is all about diagnostics. When you have digital communication, you definitely avoid any A to D, D to A conversion. Accuracy is more. And you get all the information required. You get the field diagnostics, device diagnostics, everything. But definitely it matters how to manage the data. And that is where an automation engineer should derive or really strategize what information they need, what information they don't want to see at the operator level, at the engineer level, at the manager level. That is something which we have to define. But data is available, and it is up to decide what data you want to have. Right, so this is very important again. I have to maybe give a contradictory statement here. A power plant or a refinery, the fact of automation or the factor of automation or the real percentage of automation in that is 5 to 7% of the whole investment for a plant. But that is the brain, that is the ears, that is the eyes, and that's again the heart of the whole plant. And if you look at, if automation fails, everyone talk about how many billions, how many crores of rupees you lose. But I'm sure when it comes to decision making on which system has to be used, what all things have to be looked at in the system, probably I think the automation fraternity is forgetting that. Probably you look at what is the purchase price, who gives the lowest price system. I don't think we go into the requirement of cost of ownership. 15 years, 20 years is the life cycle. Now the whole world is going into a consumer-driven thing. All the I/O cards of a DCS system or any other automation system needs components, and components manufacturers are driven by consumer market. The components are making the cards. So it's a big difficulty we are all facing. If you look at the price has to be down every year by 5%, 10%, and you want the system to run for 20 years. You used to depreciate your computers in the past by 5 years, 6 years. Now it gets depreciated in 3 years. You don't want to use a mobile more than 1 year nowadays. 2 years is out of specification, out of style, whatnot. Control system has to run for minimum 20 years. Very important. So you're talking about crores of losses, and you're talking of the losses are, ARC again, estimates that almost 80% of these losses are preventable. But please make sure that you should have the right system and devices in place to avoid that losses, to prevent that losses. Okay, let me get into the technology a little bit, not to that extent. What changed after Foundation Fieldbus is not the DCS system, it remains as it is. Not the devices, it is the same devices which measures pressure, DP, temperature. But probably the devices are able to work on a Foundation Fieldbus protocol. And what the I/O cards of the DCS is gone, it is replaced by the gateway which works on Foundation Fieldbus technology. The basic change has happened in the physical layer where the connectivity from the field to the control system happens. So this is where the Foundation Fieldbus really made the revolution. The entire devices in a field connects to the control system through gateways. It's called H1 or HSE. And it is working on a multi-drop 485 basis. Again, the cable, everyone in the field is so much scared of the tons of core cables. How many multi-core cables, how many junction boxes. Now it is all been changed to just 2-core cable in a segment which is consisting of a trunk and then the spurs from the wiring blocks. If you see the different types of junction boxes here, these are all meant for depending on the environmental situation in the field. It could be general purpose, it could be zone 1, it could be zone 2, depending on that. You have to decide this, we call it wiring block. And wiring block is dependent on the environment at which the wiring block has to work. Wiring block is nothing but an intelligent junction box. But the cable have been reduced, the I/O cards of the DCS have been reduced, and that gives a lot of footprint advantage for a plant. Okay, now again the same thing. I don't want to tell you this unplanned shutdown and the advantage of diagnostics, which is known to all the people, and the advantage of doing diagnostics with regard to the plant maintenance. You can get, if you use a proper field bus system, you can get the entire situation of the physical layer. If your cable is not connected properly, if your screening is not connected properly, if there is a water ingress which is causing a problem, if a device is out of the live list, it gives you inference saying, guys, look at this point. You don't need to have a jeep with 5 people running to the plant with multimeters and all those accessories anymore. It is that simple. It gives you an exact place where you should look at. Diagnostic capabilities have evolved. Again, ARC report, it exactly gives you. We have actually a booth down there which provides all these details up front. I know some of you have already seen that, which provides you the entire matters which an operator wants to see, an engineer wants to see, or a plant is needing for controlling the plant effectively. So what Fieldbus Foundation does is, it develops the IP, it promotes, that's what I'm here. Actually, I belong to the entire companies who deal with Foundation Fieldbus technology. We have to promote the technology. This is digital communication, interoperable, vendor neutral. So we can see all the DCS people hit each other on the marketplace, but here everybody is together to develop a product the way the end user want to see and benefit the fraternity itself in general. Okay, by the numbers, it is not a new technology. It has got 675 registered products, 11 hosts. All the DCS systems, what you see in India, are registered. 6,000 control systems in the field already working for at least 10 years. It's a technology started in late 90s, and you have almost 1 million devices already in operation. New devices are getting registered, and technology is growing with regard to the installation base and applications. You can see the references in India. All these grassroots refineries happened in the last 5 years that is working on Foundation Fieldbus technology. And in NTPC, they have decided to go for the temperature monitoring by Foundation Fieldbus, temperature multi-input. So people are going depending on the easiness. Boiler control is not easy. Typical chemical process is not easy. So people are going it stage by stage, like the wireless we adopt. So things are happening in different industries in different ways. But for oil and gas, it's already a standard specification. Yeah. This is again the ARC study. There is going to be around 65 billion brownfield projects coming up. So many refineries in India need to be upgraded or revamped. So technology has got a lot of future. And if you look at what's happening to the typical pie chart which says there are field bus technologies available. We have Profibus. I think my friend Dilip is giving the presentation next. But this pie chart says in process, almost 75% in the last few years have been supported by Foundation Fieldbus technology. And that is true in India as well. To bring a technology like that is not easy. Actually, there are a lot of DCS or system or device suppliers who had proprietary software. They used to manage their market very smartly, keeping their product exclusive. So there are people using EDL software. People using FDI, DTM protocol. So Foundation Fieldbus had to talk to each other and get all of these people into a discussion room and then derive a common protocol which can be used for all the devices. And that is why Namur is one of the companies which was, or institution which was in Europe, which was good for the diagnostic part. So Namur is part of the Foundation Field Bus in deciding the diagnostics. And then I told you safety integrated system or safety instrumented functions is very critical. You can see the time chart. It started in 2002 and 2013. Before that, there are installations which have proven that this system works. But unfortunately, I should again tell you the financial situation of the suppliers are not good. It is price going down by every year 5 to 10%. Finally, people had no money to invest on the new innovation in Foundation Field. So the products are still coming out. It is taking time. But spec is done for SIF and people are willing to contribute. But you need R&D definitely to have a... That's again, you want a new system giving you everything but at the cheapest price. And this is, I'm telling this is really absolute crap, isn't it? How can it be happening? You cannot have controversies like that. When you need the plant to be worked with less people, you are looking at futuristic that the young people have to be invited and they have to like this. They have to be there in automation. And still 5% which is running, which is controlling the plant, which is going down to 3% now. It used to be 12% in 80s, 90s. The automation portion was that big. It is coming down. Not that the other area is going up, because we are shrinking, and that is where the development is actually getting into trouble. This is the latest one. So many people ask what will happen when the wireless comes. So people are talking about wireless. We didn't want to use wireless in the past. Now we started with open loops. Areas where you cannot connect cable, you cannot have a device which is easily manageable by people. Now wireless is there. Now wireless is also coming into the plant because cable is always a pain. But field bus, Foundation Field Bus, the cable has been reduced from multi-core to two-core. Now we are talking about without cable, that is wireless. Now you see what is happening. There is a new development in Foundation Field Bus called ROM, Remote Operations Management, where you can connect conventional system. There are IOs in conventional way, like you have 4-wire transmitters, it cannot be connected onto a field bus. So that has to be considered as a digital IO or analog IO. That can be connected into a remote IO system, which can be connected to a Foundation Field Bus in a backhaul. Wired HART, okay, then you have wireless HART, which could be which could be HART system, wireless HART, or it could be ISA 100. So all these things are now getting connected to the Foundation Field Bus. This is what is going to be displayed in September in automation exhibition at Mumbai. We have experts coming to discuss or demonstrate how remote operations management work. These are typical demo systems in universities which are already in place. What it does is you have whatever type of devices you have in the field. Let it be wireless HART, let it be wireless ISA, let it be remote IOs, let it be anything which will all get into the Foundation Field Bus infrastructure. That's more important. It is just not a digital system converted from the analog. It is an automation infrastructure. You can see the reference site for the ROM. One is in India. It is the Reliance Jamnagar refinery is one of the reference sites. That means the automation system, remote operation system, which will be displayed in the Bombay exhibition, will be then moved to Reliance site. And it will work there almost 6 months. And all these suppliers who really want to get into this remote operations management, they are contributing devices, and it will stay there for almost 6 months, and then the results will be taken to really arrive at the correct specification for the required technology. So that's what has happened in the SIF also. One installation was in Aramco, which I was personally involved in Saudi Arabia. And that was there for 6 months. And all the safety instrumented functions up to SIL 3 has been checked, verified, worked, and then the specs were finally made and given to the suppliers to develop products. Friends, you can see there's a Bible for Foundation Field Bus. It is called the Engineering Guide AG181. It is available in the website. That will give you exactly where to look at, how to do it, what are the points to be taken care. Everything is available. I told you there is an end-user council, and we have in India Mr. Mehta from Reliance, who is representing as the chairman of the end-user council. These people assemble once in a year and tell the concerns. No, I want valve signature to be like this. I want this device to be looking differently. And all these things are taken care by foundation to develop the product for the futuristic automation. Right, this is again the certified training. Our friend Dilip Miskin is here. His company UL is named as a company who will provide certified foundation field bus training from next September. They already came to train the trainers. They already had a developers program. Now it is going to be the training for the end users and also for the suppliers who can support you in the site to design and maintain a foundation field bus system. We are there everywhere, and this is the website of Foundation Field Bus, which gives you almost every information. There are forums like what ARC do it. You can ask questions. There are experts who can answer to your questions. You can see in that there is a icon for India. If you go into the India, you will exactly see who are the sponsors, what are the activities we are doing, where are the installations of Foundation Field Bus, and these are the suppliers who are in the Indian marketing committee, and these are the typical events we do it for end users. This was in Bangalore. This is in Mumbai. We do also exhibitions. We do training. We also do conferences exclusively for the Foundation Field Bus technology. Event in Delhi. I think there is a question and answer session. If you have any further questions, I would answer you in that. Thanks for your time, and thanks to ARC for giving this opportunity.